said.
So they was already like 25 pounds the bag before you even put something in it. So the bags had to be about 75 pounds. The women was probably about 80 pounds, 90 pounds.
Honey, that's long gone. So guys, you missed it. When you get to the airport, they might be weighing you.
Well,
so
whatever.
Just want to let you know that might be what's happening.
All right.
Oh God. So we can get into the complete shenanigans of Porsha Williams' engagement.
Oh Jesus. Oh Lord.
To
do we have
Fallon's ex?
Do we have to talk about these people? Can I say one thing before you get into yours? Didn't Fallon come on? Didn't she say in her comments that she was working on her divorce, finalizing her divorce?
Yes.
And basically she wasn't here. Wait a minute. And basically she was thankful for all the comments and the love, but she wasn't here for the shenanigans. She was working on the divorce. So this dude had already proposed to Porsha and his divorce is not even finalized. Like, I just don't even like this for Porsha at all. But anyway, go ahead.
I just think so. She has been, when I read the comments about what's going on, they have been raking her over the coals. Because when she made the statement, she was like, I'm so happy. We've only been dating a month. That's what she said. And that they're engaged and that she was not friends with Fallon. And Simon, first of all, we looked up his stats. He's worth like $40 million. So everybody's like, oh, Porsha's trying to secure the bag. I don't really know. But what I do know is
and what's the problem with that? Then she been trying to secure the bag? Wasn't her first husband?
What's the problem?
I mean, why shouldn't she be? First of all, I'm not saying I agree with her tactics, but I haven't heard a lie yet. She wasn't friends with the girl.
Well,
and they was dating only a month. So she ain't told no lie about what's going on. I didn't say I was agreeing with her tactics, but I'm not. Well, she ain't looking for no broke. Call what you want to. Anyway, go ahead. I'm just here for I'm here for the comments.
Yeah, because you are silly. Well, first of all,
I'm not silly. I'm thinking about what everybody else thinking about.
but a lot of women are like, that's girl code. And so when you go into how reality TV is done, somebody pulled a clip. She comes to the house. She comes to Fallon's house as, oh, this is my friend with, a couple friends, Tanya, right. And I think Shania. I think we interviewed Shania. But
she came with her sister and Tammy.
The other girl.
Not Tammy. What's
Tanya.
her name?
Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya. Yeah.
So people were like, well, that's still, and I'm like, well, no, because even Nene did an interview and she's like, she's very likely they were not friends. This is just the way they wanted to introduce her to the group. They weren't friends. They weren't, but people were like, well, she was still all up in that lady pool in her house and she stole her husband. And I'm like, well,
I mean, that is kind of a crazy situation.
A little icky, but
stuff happened.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I don't know. I just feel like it's so many ins and outs to that we don't know. So to sit in judgment, because we're not seeing a lot, we don't know a lot. What we do know is that he filed for divorce in January. Sometime in January. Some people were looking at when it was actually filed. It was maybe towards the end of January, but they announced their separation and divorce in January. It was announced then. There are things going around that stating that Fallon was the one who stepped out of the relationship, which is why, hence, they're getting divorced. So I saw somebody else.
Who cares? We don't care why they're getting a divorce.
Well, I think the point that the person was saying is, okay, if she cheated and they get divorced, who cares if Porsha dates him and marries him? Like, I just think
who cares if Porsha dates him and marries him? First of all, Porsha is dating him. They not married. He's not divorced yet.
Yeah.
She still has to get married to him. And I pray if she does, after only knowing him for 30 days, because I've been there only knowing somebody for a short period of time and getting in something, it's called my first husband. And yeah, it did last almost 10 years, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? And you're planning for this happily ever after, but you starting it off a little foul. It's just a little foul. It's a little funky. It's a little stinky. I don't know about this situation. And on top of that, I think it's more for me, it's more about her rushing than it is about who the guy is and how she met him. Yeah. I mean, that's her circle. So I get that sometimes it's not pretty. It doesn't look great. And people can say she was doing whatever. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. But I'm actually more concerned about the fact that it was 30 days.
So fast. Yeah. I mean, that to me as a woman.
And she still has to wait for him to get divorced. So
yeah.
There's that.
It's not finalized. I mean, it'll be finalized, I think, soon. But the thing about it is women, people were even posting like, why am I so bothered by this? Why am I so in my feelings about it? And a lot of and I was like, this is a PR nightmare because these women are raised over the coals. And I'm like, but y'all, we don't really know what happened. And then to make matters worse, which concerns me as to you've only been dating him for a month. Mm-hmm. There's another woman that has come forward and he was dating her at the same time he was dating Porsha. Mm-hmm. So that's what
dating is. First of all, isn't that what dating is?
Yeah, but I just think that given the fact that you
come on,
at the same time that you propose to one of them, I'm like, that's a little fast. Like, I think he needs to date more. I think
first of all, I think he's fast. I think he likes moving from one woman to the next. And that's very telling of the type of person he is because he's not taking the time to know what he probably even really needs or even know enough about his own self. But that's a whole nother issue. The fact that he's dating, I don't have a problem with that. I guess he was just dating until he figured out which one he wanted to propose to. He probably had a list like Chili used to have back in the day. Like,
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other girl was on some blog show and she was talking about how she posted pictures.
I saw her pictures.
And he was like, come with some receipts. Like, because really what and her friends were co-signing. They literally met at a bar. They went back to her house. She kind of danced around the question of whether they were intimate or not. Who knows? Who cares? Everybody grown. Her friends were saying, yes, they were hanging out. He called her. He wished her happy Mother's Day. And the picture that everybody saw with Porsha was on Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, it's just too much missing information for us to definitively be like, Porsha's a horrible person. And
I just feel like he's a grown man and he was dating different women. That's what I think was going on. And he chose Porsha. But I do feel like it's fast, not only for them to just be courting and getting engaged. I just feel like it's a little fast because first of all, he is not divorced. Whether he's emotionally moved on, he's not divorced. I know that happens, but it's like, it's still emotional up until the end.
I feel like you could have waited to propose until after the divorce. Y'all can just be together and date and y'all together, but why not just wait to propose until after your divorce is final?
Girl, what you talking about when the season starts?
Well, they're probably getting ready to film, so that's the story.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah. And I saw some people like he wants to be on TV so bad.
Right. But he was on TV with her.
Well, just for a second. Like you didn't see him a lot at all.
Oh, because I guess
Fallon wasn't really on there a whole bunch, which goes to.
She was a new peach, right?
Yeah, she didn't get a peach. I literally remember seeing Fallon on there maybe 4 times.
So why y'all think Porsha coming up? Maybe he trying to do to come up. Maybe he like, I need the peach girl. I need to get these ratings so I can do something with his business. It's usually all business anyway.
Yeah. But so this begs the question. Okay, so clearly you have a problem with how quick it is, and that dating is dating or whatever. But engaged and you still married don't really make much sense. But okay, everybody grown, do what you want to do. What do you think about this notion of girl code? Because people are like, y'all were so on team Porsha. Now you see what kind of person she is. And I'm like, well, what kind of person is she? Like, does this make her a horrible person? It's not the best look. It's messy, but sometimes we do messy shit.
Yeah, I think sometimes messy stuff can actually turn into something that's not messy. Sometimes what's not for one person could be for somebody else. That's a rarity, but it does happen. But I don't know their relationship, but girl code, I think, is very important, just like I think guy code is very important to a certain extent. Somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's best friend.
Yeah.
like that's much. That's a little much.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a little much. Do shit happen? Yeah, stuff still happen, but I think it muddies the water so much that it causes a lot of tension. You know what I mean? And is it really worth that tension? Probably not. So I think girl code, you definitely have to have it. It's his boyfriend or ex-husband and all that. That's our code. They're off limits.
So do you think in this situation he should have been off limits because she knew
No,
Fallon?
because I don't know. Well, I don't know Porsha and
she just
that
knows
girl's
her.
relationship.
She filmed with her. I don't think there's, because you know when you look online, you see when housewives have an actual relationship. Meaning when they, like, she has a relationship with Tanya. She has a relationship with Shamia because you see pictures outside of filming of them doing things. You know they actually have. She's gone on vacations with Tanya, like, so she has friendships with these people, and spending time with them outside of filming. And it wasn't an introduction because, oh, you're on the show, let me pretend like we're friends and I know you. So do you think she crossed the line given the fact that this was a coworker that she?
No, I said that. No, I don't think so, because even if they had a film 2 or 3 or 4 times, them situations would be put together. She may not even.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, at some point, she knew him. At some point, she paid attention to him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that Dennis and him, which we don't know how, again, just because you work and you run in the same circles does not really mean that you know people. Like we run in circles, we see people out at functions. I don't really know them. I don't talk to them on the phone. Like I don't, we might take a picture together. Hey, how you doing? But I don't really know them. So because Dennis is an entrepreneur and this man is an entrepreneur, he owns restaurants, clubs, all kinds of stuff. They keep saying, well, Dennis knew him. And I'm like, yeah, they might have passed at a celeb party or something, but that doesn't mean he really knows him, because when the picture came out, Dennis was in the picture. So clearly there's some sense of, hey, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean?
Because she wasn't even hugged up next to Dennis. First of all, they have a whole history. That's a whole nother, situation. Yeah. But I honestly, at the end of the day, I don't feel like she necessarily went against girl code. I do think it's a little sticky, but I think mostly because of the timing. Like it's just not a good look. Like I wouldn't want, especially being on TV and all that kind of stuff. I mean, personally, I wouldn't even want to do it. Not even if it doesn't have anything to do with being on TV, but especially if I'm on TV, I definitely would be like, I think we need to wait until all your stuff is over before we even announce something.
That's what I was done. Like,
that's just a little bit much.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself until all of his stuff is, done with. And the crazy thing is that he, according to like some court records, like his prenup is crazy. So I hope Porsha got some better game than Fallon, because Fallon walked away with like diddly squat, barely. So just because she doesn't get the house, she has to move out of the house. Like it's crazy. Most time women get the house. Not this.
They don't have kids together, do they?
I thought they had a son.
Do they? I mean, I don't watch the show,
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
And then but also with Fallon, there's a huge age difference, because Fallon just turned 30 and he's 56 years old.
He's 56?
Yeah.
Oh.
You look like your dad calls him.
How old is Porsha? Porsha just turned 40 or something, right?
Yeah. And Fallon was 30, 20 something when they got married, because it was a short marriage. So he liked him young, honey. Porsha,
hey,
couple more years.
First of all, most older men gonna get somebody younger. They getting older. They need somebody who can take care of them. They don't need no old biddy the same age as them getting old.
Porsha, I hope she don't age out. Shoot.
She might. That's why I keep on saying this, with this short courtship and this fast getting engaged, and the fact that it was another chick. Them some signs, but it could work. It could work too. So
it could. It's just like I said, I'm not saying that you shouldn't hold people accountable, But I just feel like the vitriol that women were giving her, I'm like, y'all real personal. Like, this shit must have happened to you personally, because
it probably did. It's
like,
happened to a lot of us.
You don't really know what happened. Like, I'm like, I don't even know what happened. So it's just really like, woo.
Yeah, right. Nobody knows what happened. That's the funny thing. I think it's so funny to me how people get so bent out of shape about stuff.
Yeah, you really don't.
I'll be like, you're literally mad, ain't you?
Yeah. Like, that's what I was saying. But some people caught themselves like, why am I so upset? I was like, I wanted to ask you that too, ma'am. Like, why do you care? If Fallon's like, I'm moving on, whatever, why do we care? I think Fallon got her new man too, child. That ain't none of your business. Because I think oftentimes, because again, appearances are everything when you are in the public eye, but a lot of times marriages are over long before anybody even filed for divorce.
Oh, honey,
so,
yes,
you know
yes, ma'am.
So I just think that it would have been proper to probably not broadcast it to everybody at this juncture and take a little bit more time. You know what I mean?
I don't think that was the best thing.
Because I mean, not only it looks bad, I think it also puts pressure on the relationship. And if you really want to be with this person, you need to keep all that private as long as possible. You know what I mean? But look,
well, it's their thing, so they stick to it.
Good luck with the messiness. But we're gonna go out right now with Bad Mama Jamma. She was a bad Mama Jamma. Yes. We'll be back, guys. He couldn't help himself.
No.
We'll be back, guys.
Hey, Rachel.